Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning and welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester and I'm glad you're here this morning. We got a big show lined up. I know yesterday I said we're going to have a video today, but things are changing as we speak. We have all kinds of things going on, so we're bringing it to you today from Studio B. And we're going to start the day off with a sad note, and then we're going to end the show with a sad note. But the first one, I want to inform most of y'all probably don't know this because it's hard for us to find out, but Jim Wilson has passed away, and we heard the rumor a couple days ago, but we did verify it. So we'll talk more about that when we get more information. Well, we have lost Jim Wilson, who was, y'all all knew him, really added a lot to our outdoor community. But let's move on with our weather. We're looking at today a high of 78 and a low tonight of 59. Water temperature, 70 degrees. Phenomenal drop from 2 days ago. It was 79 degrees. Folks, it dropped 9 degrees in like 28 hours or something, a 9-degree drop. I want to talk to some experts when things get back to normal about how that can happen. Our river reading brought to us by Mountain Dew. Get out and do. The Apalachicola Bluntstown, speaking of dropping, and that is dropping big time. It's already gone down to 16.9, about to get out of that colored section of the chart. The Choctawhatchee Caryville, 6.4, and just staying pretty steady, a little bump here and there, but pretty steady with that. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Good tides today, lows at 356 and a high at 608. We're going to take our break, come back. We've got a lot of stuff to go over today, so we're going to take our break and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Let's get organized now. Last night our governor, everybody going to stay home. Someone texted me and said we're under house arrest, and it said it in good nature. And we're all going to be staying at home now for the next 30 days. And so how that's going to affect Panhandle Outdoors, we sort of go into our format of. We're going to be showing y'all some videos. We're in uncharted waters. All of us are, and some of us we're just in, we don't know what to do, but we've got to follow the directions of our authorities, and they're saying us to stay home. At first, a couple weeks ago, they recommended this, but now they're saying stay home. Okay, so we've got a great inventory of some great videos of the past 15 years, so we'll be bringing that to you. And also, I'll be going from Studio B to Studio C, which is going to be my living room, and I'm going to shoot some segments, or Gail's going to shoot some segments, and I'm going to send them to Jeff, and Jeff's going to put them online on air. So we'll keep you updated on a regular, spontaneous, whatever I'm doing, I make video and send it to you, but it'll be like 5-10 minute clips at a time, and we'll mix in some video. So, we're going to stay active the month of April, but we're going to stay active at home. And so be aware of that. And also, here's what you can do now. Go ahead and send your pictures of things you're doing at home and keep us updated. I know Mike Edwards has sent some great pictures. Mike makes fishing lures and all. I'm going to share those with you next week. And we've got all kinds of things that you can do. So we'll keep you, we're blessed to do to have the inventory we have. So we're going to mix it up, and I might be coming here 3-4 days a week, 1 or 2 days a week, but we won't be in traveling, we'll be staying at home. And I got a lot to do around the house. And I got a list of things you can do. I didn't get to this the other day. I was going to mention it yesterday. At home now, I'm going to go through it fairly rapidly, so pay attention, okay? Number 1, work on your boat, okay? All kinds of things you do in your boat. Number 2, archery. Now make sure you got a good backdrop. If you're in a neighborhood, you probably don't want to be shooting archery, but if you're in an area where you can shoot some archery, shoot your bow and arrow, that's a great activity. Number 3, if you got a cast net, rake that part of the yard and practice throwing that cast net in your yard. I've done that many a time, and we in class we threw the cast net on a football field for years. Number 4, practice taking photographs. We're talking about outdoor photography and all. Now's a good time to practice. Maybe get up in a tree limb and focus in on that. It's a great time to practice taking outdoor photographs. And some of y'all are going to have birds coming in and snakes coming in and all kinds of things. So take some of those pictures. Nature's all around. Number 5, work on your bird habitat. If you got, get the birds coming in, nature they're going to put on a show for you every day. So have a place for them to come in, keep them some water, give them some food, and they're going to come in and dance and fly for you. Number 6, of course, your tackle box. Make sure you My tackle box still needs work as much as I work on it. Number 7, plant. Plant a garden. It's a great time to plant a garden. If you don't have the seeds yet, you can order seeds now online and get some good seeds. How about planting a tree? You can order trees online. I'm going to plant some trees that I got in the mail from Arbor Day. I donated Arbor Day, and they sent me some little dogwood trees and all kind of little stuff. So I'm going to plant those. For the kids, number 9, get on your phone. You'll have compass readings on your phone. Get a compass and set up a little course in the backyard, orienteering course, and have go 29 degrees for 15 steps. Just make you up something, and then at the end of that orienteering course, have a little prize, like an Easter egg hunt. Have a little prize or something, or dollar bill or a picture of me or something. Some people really want. But you can get kids love doing that, and they learn about how to use a compass, and they can learn degrees and all. Another thing, okay, knots. We talked about that before. I know I'm talking fast, but I got so much to go over today. Knots. Practice tying knots. Get kids to tie knots. You can go to YouTube, but pick out people doing it. There's some diagrams. Find the shows with diagrams on it. Also, target practice with a BB gun. Now, again, don't do it in your neighborhood, shooting at your neighbor's house, but make sure you got a good backdrop. I know our viewing audience is a lot of responsible, mature people to make good decisions, but don't let teenagers get out without proper supervision. But put some cups up and shoot a red cup or something. That would be fun. Number 12, fly a drone. If you don't have a drone, just order one online. They're all over the place. But learn how to fly a drone, and it'll fly over and it'll land back in the yard. And the last one, wash and wax your truck. I don't know if people still waxing trucks. As a teenager, we wax. That hasn't been a long time, so I'm gonna check it out. My truck's gonna be clean though by the end of the month. I can promise you, it's gonna be showroom clean. So those are things you can do. I have a dear cousin of mine, R.C. Mills. He sent this last night, and I tell you what, we're gonna take a break, and we'll take a break, and we'll come back and tell you what my cousin R.C. Mills sent me. So we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Don't forget, down at C&G Sporting Goods, Ronnie Groom called. They are an essential business. They've got shelves down there, but call ahead of time. Make sure you get them and all. Make sure he's got your shelf, because a lot of people are getting different kind of shelves. But anyway, C&G is open, and okay. Let's look at some pictures real quick. I don't have time to show you a lot, but this is my first hummingbird. It's fuzzy and all that. The first hummingbird came in 2 days ago. I just wanted to show you. Remember I told y'all to sit and get those feeders out. Okay, the next one real quick, a fishing picture last couple of days. Kevin Lee Eifert over there in Transmitter with his auto repair place. He's a good fisherman with his daughter Maddie and Peyton Calhoun. And look at those pics there. They're happy. That's a good way to get out and enjoy yourself. And then a couple more pictures. Okay. All right, one more picture. Be safe on the road, everyone. I just slid into the tackle shop again. We won't be doing that now. And one more picture, real quick. My buddy Danny Raines up at the Sand Hills. This was actually in the newspaper. I copied this one in the newspaper, but Danny's a good friend of mine, catching some bass up at the Sand Hills. All right, let's take care of the picture. We all have that cousin that we admire and always been like a hero to us in the family. And mine is R.C. Mills. R.C. was born in Hossford and graduated from Liberty County High School and went on in the business world and was very successful in the business world, in the oil and gas industry. And I just always had so much admiration for him. And he's just one of those giving kind of good-hearted guys and loves his family. And he's a little bit older than me, but we stay in touch with each other a couple times a year. And I just love he and his bride Lois. And they live in Ponte Vedra now, but we stay in contact. He sent me observations and musings during these coronavirus restrictions. Okay, and he said, first of all, I discovered my wife is still a good cook. Number 2, my waistline is proof enough. Number 3, we are receiving gracious calls and emails offering to pick up groceries and medical items for the elderly. This is the good things that people are doing now. Number 4, I'm watching a lot of singing and preaching recorded on YouTube. It's very entertaining old stuff. You can't beat those old hymns. He and I both are raised in those old Pentecostal hymns from Liberty County and Gaston County, those old country churches, special places. Number 5, we are gradually reducing the frozen food inventory in freezers. Aren't we all? And I'm finding surprises and also some freezer burn. Number 6, not eating out as much. Unfortunately, the Oreo cookies and counter at Publix, I can't walk by there. I've still got to get a couple packages of those. Never know how long this pandemic will last. Number 7, we're saving a lot of money on eating in the restaurants with a 20% gratuity. And so now my wife, Lois, his wife, is asking for the 20%. And number 8, he started working on suntan. He lives in Ponte Vedra over there. He got a nice place, and he's just kidding on that. Saving money on gasoline, aren't we all? That's good. And number 10, maintaining cleaner hands and fingernails. We all need to be doing this. Number 11, my hair is getting longer since the barbershop's closed. What's going to happen when this all ends? There's going to be a line at the barbershop now. Number 12, I'm sleeping a little later. No need to get up and nowhere to go. Number 13, trying to avoid. This is good now. R.C.'s a wise man, and he's done well, and I listen to his wisdom. But here's trying to avoid the constant negativity emanating from most television broadcasts. It promotes depression, and you see that not just on TV and all. That's why I tell y'all to get an update on it and turn it off. And that's why we're going to try to bring this positive stuff on our show as much as we can. It's the same thing on Facebook, that negativity there. Just people are going to be ugly, and just don't associate with those people. God don't like ugly, but it's out there. Number 14, reading more. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Number 15, watching nature sights from my living room, the squirrels and the ducks and all kind of red birds. He mentioned all kind of stuff. Number 16, having difficulty maintaining the recommended 6-foot distancing with my wife. He said, but I'm good at throwing kisses. So and he's still feeling good, and this is great. R.C., thank you for sharing this with us. Okay, people ask, here's what I'm going to do. I gave you a list. This is what I'm going to do the month of April. Okay, I've got 10 things. I'm going to run out of time, I'm afraid, but I'm going to tell you what. People going to ask me what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be having a good time because I'm going to be at home. I'm going to get back into reading, big time reading. Wendy gave me this book for my birthday last week, 2 weeks ago, and it's called Unknown Valor. Martha McCallum. Martha has a show on Fox, and what she did. This is the story of World War II from Pearl Harbor to Iwo Jima. And it's special to us because Gail's had an uncle that was killed on Iwo Jima. Martha McCallum had the same kind of thing. So it's going back to the history of the families at that time and how things just developed and how Iwo Jima was so important. All those islands, it wasn't just that one, but I'm on page 50-something right now, and I'll finish this in the next couple of days. So and then you can order books online. Plus I've got some books at home I've read. So I'm going to be reading. I read books, and I try to read the Bible every morning. And so then number 2, I'm going to plant. I mentioned that to you. Number 3, I'm going to clean up. There's always places to clean up. But I got limbs and all still down from the hurricane. I'm going to cut those up and do something to them. Number 4, I'm going to try cleaning my gun. I got an old gun cleaning kit. And if y'all still do that, I'm going to try to clean my old shotgun like my granddaddy did and my daddy. Number 5, I'm going to cook outside more in my smoker. And I'm gonna try to put a lot of food in my smoker, and because smoked food will last a while, and that's why the old timer did. They had an old smokehouse and smoked 2 or 3 hams, just hung them up in the smokehouse. And so I'm gonna do some of that. I got some fish, some amberjack I'm gonna smoke and eat. Then I've got some other things too. So I'm gonna use my smoker more this month. Number 6, I'm gonna set my crab trap back out at the end of my dock and catch some crabs and feed Gail. She likes crabs. Number 7, I can do this. I'm going to kayak fish. And plus I'm going to get on a kayak and just exercise. Now don't get on to me about doing something I'm not supposed to be doing, because I live on North Bay. I can slide out my front yard and get my kayak out there, and I'll be away from everybody, but I can fish and do that. I'm going to do a lot of that, I promise you. 8, I ride my bicycle. I'm going to ride my bicycle a lot. And I'm in a neighborhood, don't have a lot of traffic, and I can stay away from people, and I can ride my bicycle. And the governor recommends, all these officials are recommending people to get out and exercise. So don't stay inside the house 24/7. You got to get out in the yard and walk in the street if you get a chance, and stay away from people. Number 9, I'm gonna call my friends more. I have some idle time. I'm just gonna talk to my friends on the phone. And number 10, and most important, I'm going to pray. I'm going to pray for my family, my friends. I'm going to pray for our community. I'm going to pray for our country, and that God, and I know He will get us through this and all. So my faith again will be restored. And there's a lot of good things people are putting on air now, on different things, and I appreciate that. So that's what Winston Chester will be doing. So that's good. I want to tell you real quick about a guy I know, a friend of mine, Greg Williams. A lot of y'all know Greg. Talking about doing good things. He owns Williams Gun and Pawn. Greg has done good things his whole life. He's a member of the Shriners, very active member, and you know the things they've done, and you know, just amazing what they've done. What Greg did a week or so ago, he drove his motorhome to Ocala. He has some friends in Ocala, and their daughter works at a hospital there. Greg drove his motorhome down to park it in their yard, to loan it to their daughter who works in the hospital, so she wouldn't have to come home and expose her family, her children, and husband to the coronavirus. So she's living in a motorhome that Greg loaned to them. So she's going motorhome to hospital, motorhome to hospital. And Greg just did that out of goodness of heart. That's good stuff. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Fishing Game Time today brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers. And they say their business has been booming the last couple of weeks. People want to get fishing stuff and all. Here it is, 8:52 to 10:52 this morning, and 9:20 to 11:20 tonight. And I may try to light up my kayak if I can fish any at night, because I would go tonight if it's all, you know, a good thing to do. I didn't also on my book that Wendy got me. She went to the book. I had my book signed to Winston from Martha McCallum. So I made it special. They're not supposed to sign two people, but she was sweet enough to do it. So anyway, let's talk a little bit. I want to the last segment here. Now remember what we're going to do. We're going to be bringing like 5 and 10 minute clips from me at various places, but it'll be around my house, and then also having some of our top videos from the past. And we may go way back to some of these, and some of these are funny, but they're good. They're enjoyable. Y'all been good about complimenting us on those. One of the things I tell you, I looked at my 2016 resolutions. I read those the other day. And it really sort of it was haunting me, because one of the things I wanted to do was less Facebook, more reading, and I didn't do that. I didn't do it in 2017, 2018. Well, 2020, I'm going to do it. I started writing down some of the advantages and disadvantages, of course, compared to reading. But one of the advantages of Facebook, and why I do it, I wrote down 5. I get to stay in contact with a lot of former friends, classmates of mine, friends of kids I taught. Now they show me pictures of their babies and stuff like that. And that means a lot to me, to stay in contact with them. And birthdays, you get to wish people happy birthday, and that means a lot. A lot of humor on there. I shared some of the humor on there about my truck just steered into the tackle store and those things. And so I show you some of the pics off Facebook too. And then people request prayer, you know, and they're sincere in it, and it gives me an opportunity to do that. So those are the good things. But the disadvantages, it is addictive. It's addictive to pick it up and look at it. And probably the biggest thing, 80%, I figured out, 80% is good stuff and 20% is ugly stuff. And the people that are ugly on there, they're just ugly people. But in life, you see them. It's just a reflection of life itself. So I got to weigh those out, and I'm definitely going to cut down on the Facebook. But I'm still going to, try to do good things off of it, and try not to get depressed or sad by all the people being ugly and all. So that's my thinking. Now, I tell you, we were going to end the show. We started the show on a sad note. We were talking about the loss of Jim Wilson. And I talked to Jim. He called me. We talked about 3 or 4 weeks ago. We talked, and he was over in the Sims nursing home over there. And we tried to get a hold of folks over there. They wouldn't return the call, and we did find out. Roy Ray found out for us, and so I wanted to let you know. I want to show you a picture. Y'all remember me triple tail fishing with a good friend of mine, Chris Gouris. If you, I'm going to show you a picture. Remember I told you how he tagged and released, okay? So many triple tail. He had just had this is from University of Southern Mississippi. This is a little picture right here. This is like a little bar graph of the southeast. There's Florida, and see how the bar goes up and down. These are the people that sent tags to University of Mississippi, Southern Mississippi. Look where Chris Gouris stood. You see, that reflected me. He's a giant. He was a giant among the men, a giant among the fishermen, because that right there speaks volumes. And with that being said, I got a I got a text from his son, Chris Jr., we always call him Boo, and he told me that last week that Dad was in the hospital, and got in contact with everybody, and Chris went to the hospital over in Tallahassee Memorial it was about 2 weeks ago, and they found out he had stage 4 cancer. Well, we lost Chris a couple days ago. They took Chris home, and he passed away at home with his family around him. So it was heartbreaking, and it was, he had no idea he was that sick. No one had any idea he was that sick. But Chris Gores, I want to show you some pictures. I talk about Chris. His charter boat business was Tide Creek Charters. He was the Triple Tail expert. He loved his family and friends. He's behind, and I'll talk about that, but his roots, Chris and I were talking about this because we spent such good quality time on that boat. We had all kind of plans. And if you want to, I talked about the Greek heritage of the Greek families coming over from the Isle of Patmos, the Gouruses, the Patronuses, the Patranuses, and I've known a lot of these people for a generation. Well, I know the generations of them. Great story of hard-working people and all, and we'll talk more about that later. And he was proud of his roots, and we were going to do some work on it, and we just didn't get around to it. But Chris, one of those guys, had a passion for fishing. He loved fishing. When you got on the boat with Chris, you knew you were going to do a couple of things. You're going to have humor, you're going to have excitement, you're going to have confidence, you're going to catch something, you're going to have great conversation. You're going to be around a man who had a deep appreciation of the outdoors and nature. He was, I'll tell you how to sum it up. He said, Winston, one of the things he told me on our last fishing trip, he said, next season, he said, I want to take some kids fishing, some kids that don't get a chance to go. Can you help me with that? I said, I got a list of them. I said, next summer, or next spring and early summer, when the Triple Tail come in, I'm going to bring some kids over, we're going to take them fishing. And that's how he summed it up. I want to give my thoughts and prayers to the whole family, Chris Jr., George, Tina, Gina, Mara. Our hearts are with y'all, and the outdoors have lost a great man in Chris Gores. So I'm going to show that Triple Tail video next week. So y'all have a great day, and do something good today for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.